Massive news about the US dollar yesterday that they just shrugged off. The White House just shrugged it off, guys. But it's important to understand what is actually happening. Now, I'm not here to tell you the US dollar is just going to come collapsing down, but there is a massive transition in our financial system. We are moving to a digital currency. So news broke yesterday that, I guess it really isn't breaking news because they just shrugged it off and it didn't get a lot of attention. That the US was downgraded from AAA to AA plus, and the dollar just shrugged it off. The White House just shrugged it off. They're like, oh, this is upsetting because the job markets are doing very well. Pay attention to interest rates. The job markets are about to get rocked. So we went from AAA rating down to AA plus. America's at 120% debt to income ratio, GDP to debt. 33% of our debt is held outside of the United States. So why is this breaking in important news? When you're worried if people are being cloned or what's happening with these people in Hollywood, why aren't you worried about your household? Okay, think about this. We're at 120% debt to income ratio, We can't even pay for critical services. We have to raise the debt ceiling and borrow from other countries. Yesterday, we got downgraded from AAA to AA plus in America. Oh yeah, in 2021, the amount of reserves in the central banks of US dollars declined to an all-time low to 59%. The White House just shrugs it off. So think about this. Let's make this complex very simple. So let's put that as us. Let's pretend you're America, okay? Put yourselves in America's shoes right now. So as a person, if you were at 120% debt income ratio, if you had 120% debt compared to how much income you had, if you had to borrow from your grandparents over and over again, knowing that you couldn't pay it back, they know you can't pay it back, your credit score went down from 800 down to 500. If you were to go borrow money, what would happen to you? If you had a 500 credit score, your interest rate would be super high on borrowing money. If you had an 800 credit score, you'd have a super low interest rate. So what does this mean for America? Is we have to borrow for critical services to keep America going. Well, guess what? Our borrowing just became more expensive because we're less attractive as a creditor. But here's the true narrative. America's dominance in the dollar is losing its power. America as a whole, we're a godless country. On our dollar, it says, in God we trust. Come on, man. In man we trust. That's why we're here right now. Other countries are looking at us as fools. It's time for us to rise up into our God country, which is Christ as King. It's time to take sovereignty of your own wealth and understand that we're in a fiat fake currency. And this monetary system is radically transforming into a digital currency, and you're not going to stop it. The middle class in America is getting wiped out, moving down to the working poor. That's what Jerome Powell said. Let me paraphrase. He said he's worried about the middle class getting wiped out, getting leveraged towards technology. And Rosie Rios said you need a shock to the system to change consumer behaviors, but I think we all went through a pretty big shock in 2020 till now. Interest rates are skyrocketing in America, making the normal everyday person in America not be able to even afford a home. The World Economic Forum told you're going to rent everything and own nothing by 2030. You already rent everything. You rent your phone, you rent your car, you rent your house. Hardly anybody in America pays off their debt anymore. So if you don't wake up to the fact that sovereignty is here and sovereignty is here, and in my opinion, sovereignty is a relationship with God, the higher power, then you're going to be enslaved for the rest of your life. So these are just facts, figures, numbers, logic. This is not my opinion. This is what's happening. Don't make any financial moves based on what I say. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I teach people Index Universal Life. But my point behind this is it's time to wake up. Jesus said, in the beginning is the end. He said, in the end, you'll find out it's the beginning. The decisions you make today, not tomorrow, not waiting for a president to come, are going to affect your family's life. And this is the greatest time in human history. By the time November 4th, 2024, it's too late. The transition is now. So here's what I did. I don't know if it'll work for you. I've invested in the speculative asset cryptocurrency. I'm not married to it. And I picked fundamental, real-world solve cryptos that are going to change the financial ecosystem. Good, bad, or indifferent. We're all being played. I have a very strict exit strategy because when it goes parabolic after the Bitcoin halving, I'm exiting 50% of my portfolio, no emotion. So as you're coming in, I'm going to be exiting on the way up. As all the exchanges shut down when it's fully parabolic, you're going to come collapsing down. I'm going to have a bunch of profits on the sideline. I'm going to take those profits. I'm going to secure some in Index Universal Life to secure and protect my principal, to have tax-free retirement, to be able to borrow against it if I want to buy more cash generating assets. I'm also going to buy gold and I'm going to buy more silver. I'm also going to invest in real estate, tangible things I can hold on to. I'm going to invest more money into my companies and expanding into other companies and getting equity so I can tangibly hold on to it. Fiat money is fake. Your money is fake. So I'm taking the fake money and I'm turning it into something tangible and diversifying across different platforms. But if one falls, I have protection in the other. Remember, inaction is action. No decision is a decision. And stop fighting an invisible enemy. Who cares if Jamie Foxx is cloned? That's his relationship with his God. Who cares what Beyonce and Jay-Z are doing? Who cares what the elites in Hollywood are doing? What are you doing? That's their relationship with their God. My relationship with my God lets me know every single morning I wake up, I can or I'm able. I can't or I won't. And I will, I must, I will never give up. So as Jesus told me in the beginning is the decisions I make today. Not what you're doing. What do I do today? I pull the log out of my eye before pulling the straw out of yours. I don't cast judgment on you. I follow the rules. I love God with all my heart. Therefore, I have to love humanity as I love God. I also follow the golden rule. I treat others as I want to be treated. So the problem with America is we're a godless country. That we've given up our faith and we put faith in man. And all we're getting, and the result of this, is what was in the beginning. Our decisions, our behaviors, our actions, our acceptance of what is. So if you want to radically transform your life and stop waiting for a savior, make good decisions today. Stop watching pornography. Pick up a Bible. Study, work on yourself, exercise, eat healthy. Find a good group of friends. Start creating some stuff. And stop trading time for money and use money to free up your time. And understand that you're the freest man and woman on earth when you understand that Christ is King. Warriors, rise! Get your shit together. Love you guys. Remember, I will never proactively DM you. Those are all scammers. In our bio here, we have an academy of over 7,000 warriors worldwide since 2020. We also have a free consultation with my Index Universal Life team. We teach you the infinity banking concept. We do not invest people's money. Those are all scammers in the comments and messaging you. Never send anybody money on these social media platforms. I love you guys.